Diary of a sociopathic mother-in-law next door entry. Today's date is Thursday, the 3rd of July, 2025. Where we are in the story is around about the beginning of June, so we are only 4 weeks behind now, almost completely caught up. So we left the last entry at the point where I've had this pathetic apology from St George, the unaware, who admits he doesn't even give our feelings a thought. The husk does nothing to apologise for her part in it, and just takes an opportunity to attack me again. And we just leave there with a feeling of just emptiness. No real apology. I admit that you didn't really give us a thought because you don't care. Making this excuse about the whirlwind. No, what you mean is you're so selfish and so self-absorbed that you don't think about anybody else. That's what it is. And the beacon just sees the husk for what she is, even at a time when we're trying to be amicable and try and fix things. She goes on the attack, because when you're vulnerable, she loves to attack, especially if she thinks she can discredit you in front of your own wife. So we'll leave that deflated, and but they think everything's fixed. This just, you can't live like this. They think it's fixed, and we're like, right, where do we go now? Where do we go from here? But they think everything's perfect because they're so simple, they're so dumb. Oh, that's it. I can just imagine St George, right? I've fixed it. I've came here, I've beat it around the bush, and I've fixed it. So for the next few weeks, during the month of June, I'm just getting more and more and more frustrated because did their behaviours change? No. So they just continue as normal. So what was the point in the whole conversation and pathetic attempt at an apology? So what you're saying is, okay, I know I've completely trampled all over your feelings. Now I know that. I'm just going to admit that I didn't even give your feelings any consideration whatsoever. But I acknowledge that now. And then from here on, I'm going to keep doing it. This is the stupidity of these people. They think that now they've acknowledged it, they can just go on as normal. Obviously the beacon was, saying, she's just been, understanding what they were saying. At no point did you say, yeah, keep doing it. Help yourself to me home and what I built for my stepdad and, what I go to work to maintain. Yeah, just keep going. But somehow they're left with that message because they've got no awareness. Well, he's certainly got no awareness. So for the next few weeks, I'm getting more and more frustrated. The beacon is just in survival mode as far as the husk is concerned. Them two, whatever she needs to do just to get through the day. If she has to see them, bump into them, cross paths on the driveway, whatever, small talk, nonsense, yeah, whatever. She'll avoid them. If she's out in the driveway, in the garage, and she hears them coming, she'll literally run into the house because she can't be bothered with the small talk, and she's just not feeling it, you know. So, which I don't blame her, but I can't do the small talk. I can't do fake small talk. The Beacon struggles with it again, which is why she'll just rush into the house. I'll stay, but they're not getting me fake small talk. I'll just give them the exact tone that, you know, just represents how I'm feeling. That's what they're going to get. So for the next few weeks, no behaviour change. If anything, it kind of just gets worse because there's no behaviour change, and they think they've now got our blessing. He now thinks he's a member of the family. St. George, the chauvinist, he thinks women need looking after. Thinks men pay for everything. That only women have feelings. And that, you know, you just stay there. You just stay there, pet. I'll do the physical stuff. I'll pay. I'll look after you. Total male chauvinist, baby boomer, male chauvinist. And part of that, I think it's connected to that mindset and attitude, is that he thinks we're in some way inferior to him because we're younger. Thank you. Because we're younger. So we need his help. He's a total chauvinist. So things are just deteriorating. Nothing's fixed. The lies that they've told, that phone story. If you were respecting our privacy and you were 10 yards back, St. George, why the hell were you sitting at the breakfast bar when I turned up to confront her? Why didn't you make yourself scarce then? Because you knew. And even if she asked you to be there, you're still poking your nose into business that doesn't involve you. So anyway, and they've told a lie to try and cover it up. And I'm not buying it. So, end of May, beginning of June, we're at this music festival camping. 3 nights with my daughter and with a couple of friends and one of their kids who is friends with our daughter. So we're having a family camping trip at this music festival in Cumbria. You know, getting away from the toxicity of the home dynamic. We are on the second last day, and as it happens, we're packing up. We're going home a day early because the weather was absolutely atrocious. Don't need to go into that. Just believe me, it was absolutely atrocious. The fact that we managed 2 days was, credited to us. Many people were packing up early. So anyway, just finishing off the packing up. And bear in mind, the husk doesn't know that we're coming home early. So we're right in the middle of a holiday, as far as she's concerned. And she rings me. Now obviously if it's an emergency, obviously don't have a problem. her ringing us. And as it happens, it was an emergency. But why does she ring me? Bear in mind all of the friction between me and her. And obviously, but because obviously she's of that, mindset as well, same as the chauvinist, male chauvinist. She's also a male chauvinist from the same generation. Women can't sort out practical things, ring the man. Even though a daughter is more than capable of sorting out practical problems in terms of knowing what to do and who to call, and obviously she can consult with me if she needs to, as I would her, because I'm not a chauvinist. I would consult with her, which I did. But she rings me. I'm like, why are you ringing me? In my head, why are you ringing me? Why can't you ring your daughter? Because I can't be bothered with you. I'm finished with you. I've got no ties to you, no obligation. Nothing is bonding us together anymore. Your daughter's different. She'll not let go until she's forced to. Anyway, answer the phone. And there's a problem in the lodge. The electricity is tripped. And she's worked out that it's the boiler. There's a problem with the boiler and it's tripping. So the boiler is a water boiler, electric water boiler for obviously all of the hot water. There's a problem with it and it's making everything trip. And she can't turn the electricity on. I think this is what she knew at that point. Yeah, I'm pretty sure between the two of them that had worked out that was the problem with the boiler. And so they couldn't turn the electricity on. And or they might have been able to isolate the boiler and then turn the electricity on. But it wasn't coming on. Yeah, that was it. It wasn't coming on because what it had done was tripped our house as well. So yeah, that was it. So they couldn't turn it back on. They could isolate the boiler, but they couldn't turn the electricity back on because it was off in the main house, tripped. So somebody needs to access the main house, which obviously they're not going to do. I'm not going to allow them to do that. So, and she's telling me that she's been in the freezer. I don't remember if she said our freezer. I don't think so. Ours is in the garage. I think it was our own freezer. Oh, the food's going soft. It hasn't defrosted, but it's going soft. Anyway, okay, whatever. What do you want us to do about it? I'm in Cumbria. What do you want us to do about it? I didn't say that. But she doesn't know how to communicate. So she ends up just telling you something, but not asking you anything. Just telling you. So I'm at the point now where if she doesn't ask us anything, I don't say anything. I just say, right. So she says, right, okay, well, I said to her, as it happens, we're coming home, we're just about to leave, so we'll be home in a few hours. We'll sort it out. And that's it. That's all I say to her. That's the end of the phone call. Obviously, you say to the beacon, why can't she ring you? She could have said that. You know, it takes a man to be able to say that. So, get home. We've established the boiler because the boiler just plugs in like a 3-pin plug, and it's actually scorched. And one of the things I say to the beacon is, that boiler is always on. I know that's designed to be heavily used, but I just say, she's always got that boiler on. It doesn't need to be on as much as she has it on, and it certainly doesn't need to be at the temperature that it's at. We're trying to explain this to her so it saves energy, it saves her money. No, there's no getting through to her because she just wants convenience. She wants everything on tap, literally. She's got no patience. She wants immediate. She wants everything now. No forward planning. You couldn't say, well, what's your habits when, generally speaking, when do you have a bath? When do you need your hot water? I'm not saying being ultra frugal. I'm just saying, somewhere in the middle. So anyway, I mentioned that to the beacon. So, the beacon sorts everything out and does all of the communication with the husk. I do nothing whatsoever. So the beacon phones the company who, obviously the lodge is under guarantee for however long. So you just ring the company and they just sort it out. They just get a local engineer to come out, whatever the problem is. So a local electrician was called. Had to wait a couple of days, no big deal. Obviously no big deal because it's the summer. So it's not like she needs, well, the heating's not affected, it's just hot water. You can, if things were normal, you want a bath or a shower, just come over to ours. But obviously she's got St George's gaff. She can go and live over there. Go over there for a bath, whatever. She can live there if she wants. So it took a couple of days for the electrician to come out, no problem. And by this point, so the beacon has done absolutely everything and communicated with the company and communicated with the husk around, updates and when they're coming and stuff like that. So she has no contact with me whatsoever. And during the communications, the beacon mentions to her, she says, ma'am, did you ever change the settings or did you just constantly have it on? And, and she's just like, well, you're totally defensive, total ego up front, out front and central ego. Well, you told me. You set it like that. So, you set it like that. So she's blaming the beacon. This is what she does. These are the important little bits. She's blaming the beacon for setting her boiler timings and temperature the way it was. But yeah, this is how dumb she is. Yes, we set it. We took the remote control, worked out how to program it and set it up and pressed the OK button. Yeah, we did that on your preferences. And it's like, but she's blaming us as if to say, well, you left it like that, you did it. But it's like she's defensive, ego's out, defense mechanism. But the beacon, she's not accusing her. She's just asking her a question. Did you leave it the way it was? Or did you ever change it? All she needs to do is say, no, I left it the way it was. Why do you think that might cause a problem? It's not an accusation. It's what you do when you're troubleshooting. Any engineer comes over and they're going to troubleshoot whatever the problem is. And one of the things they're going to do is ask the user what their habits were. This is basic common sense. But no, she takes it as an accusation and she blames the beacon. So not only this thing, she's a teenager. That's what teenagers do. You ask them a question and they get defensive because they think you're getting at them. And obviously the beacon asks her this question with, the appropriate tone. There's a different, how you tone that question can put it across as an accusation or just a simple inquiry. And the beacon obviously knows how to tone questions like that. But because the husk has got no empathy and she's got no interpersonal skills, she can't read tone or anything like that, then she takes it as an accusation. But look at what she's willing to do to avoid blame when there is no blame being put to her. To avoid blame, she'll just throw her daughter under the bus. That's what she does. There is not even any blame there, but just in case there's any risk of any blame, in case she has to feel any snippet of guilt or shame, she's in high alert mode, paranoia, in other words, straight away defence mechanism straight out, and it leaves the beacon completely deflated and like, what, you want to blame me? Throw me under the bus for no reason at all when there's no risk, nobody's making any accusations, you're willing to throw me under the bus. Now at the end of the day, why do I care? I'll not help you then. She's just trying to help her, because if there is a problem with using the boiler in such a way, then you need to change your habits, you need to change your programming, and that's all we're trying to establish. And it'll save her money. Win-win. So, but it leaves you just, sod you. Who cares about your boiler? Let it break again. Let it cause a fire. Burn the place down for all I care. So anyway, everything is sorted out by the beacon. And it comes to the day where the electrician's coming out. Oh, and of course, the husk's got plans. She's not going to hang around. She's not going to change her plans to be there. So, she's informed that the electrician's coming out. Oh, I've got plans. Oh, right, okay, you've got plans then, have you? We've just got work and jobs. No problem. So anyway, as it happens, I'm working from home that day, whatever. So the beacon says to her, right, it's fine, the bad man is working from home. He'll let the electrician in when he turns up. And all she says is, will you let us know when it's done? That's it. It's like, it's what's right. Okay, it's natural that's probably a normal thing to say. Just let us know when it's done. But sorry, that's wrong. She said, okay. So when she said that, I'm going to sort it out, i.e. let him in the door, she said, oh, okay then, will you remind the bad man, will you tell the bad man, will you tell the bad man to let me know when it's done? Well, why? The beacon's going to work, and she's got enough on her mind without having to remember to tell me to do something. Now I know that may sound trivial, but all she needs to do is say, okay, okay, thanks, darling. And then just text me and just say, how can you let us know when it's done? But no, she has to put that onto the beacon as well. The beacon, she is quite forgetful when it comes to trivial stuff. She is quite forgetful. Not important stuff, trivial stuff. That's trivial. And the husk knows. Like, her memory's not the best when it comes to trivial stuff. I mean, she thinks she's just got a bad memory, full stop. She hasn't. She's got an excellent memory. It's trivial stuff that she quite often forgets about. And that's good. Good. I think that's good, personally. So anyway, so the electrician comes. I show him to the boiler, I have a bit crack with him, ask him a few questions, you know, like all the questions that you would try and ask the husk. And he basically says, nah, these things should be, you know, rock solid, they're designed to be heavily used, so shouldn't be any problem. Maybe just one of those things, it's overheated, or there's some bad connection or something, whatever, on the plug, whatever, it doesn't matter. What he did was he wired it to a spur rather than a plug. Job done. Right, I didn't bother. I can't remember if the beacon told us to let her know when it was done. I can't remember, but I didn't, because I don't care anymore. It's done. If she wants to know if it's done, she can ask us. I'm sick of everything revolving around her. I've got work to do. So, she comes home, the husk, realises it's all fixed. Now, back in the day, I would have tied where the boiler is, the cupboard. Obviously, I had to kind of empty it all and get stuff out of the way. Back in the day, I would have tied it all up. Nah, not now. So anyway, she comes back, she realises it's all done, and now she sends us a text. And she just says, thanks, bad man. Like, she uses my name, but it's personalised text. Thanks, bad man, so much for sorting the boiler. And I'm like, what? I haven't done anything. Now, the beacon comes home, and I'm like, has she sent you anything? No. So this is weeks ago. To this day, she's never thanked her for sorting that out. She's thanked me. And she's never thanked the beacon, not once. And even when the beacon's been over to see her, she hasn't even asked her, like, what the problem was. What was the problem? What did you do to fix it? Any advice going forward? Nothing. She's asked her nothing about it. She's not thanked her, and she's not asked her anything about it. So she won't give her the satisfaction of feeling good about the fact that she's helped her. She won't give the beacon the satisfaction. And, she might even think that, really, I've sorted it all out. Maybe she does think that. Either way, neither of those two options, scenarios, mindsets, is good. So she's just eating away at any last remnants of her relationship with that daughter. I just didn't even respond to her. It's just, you're pathetic. I haven't done anything, man. You just... Next. So things are just... This is annoying us. She can't even acknowledge, and she can't even show any interest. So, next little story. A few days later, let me get this right. So a few weeks, like this is just now 2 or 3 weeks ago, but a few weeks before that, when it's the planting season in the little vegetable patch that we've got, this is when things were something more like normal. The Beacon asked St George how frees advice, just advice, on how to grow the bigger onions, because we're just new to this and ours keep just little. So. And so she asks him, how do you grow the bigger onions? Is it a certain type of onion, or do you grow them from seed? What do you do? So she's asked his advice, right? Now, so fast forward, a couple of weeks ago, I'm at the back of the garden in the little allotment, in the little vegetable patch, and he pokes his head out of the lair door, which he thinks he owns now. And he says, "Oh, I've got some onions. I've dropped some onions. Dropped some onions at your back door. I've left them there." I said, "What do you mean?" Now I was aware that you had asked for his advice. I said, "What do you mean?" "I've dropped you off some onions." And then he points at the garden, a particular point. "I've dropped some onions off for you to put there." I know this may sound petty. He's literally telling me where to put them. And obviously, I don't like them. I don't like the bloke. And now he's just interfering, poking his head into my business, into my garden. I'm just trying to get on with my life quietly and peacefully. And I said, I wasn't aware that. I wasn't, what do you mean? He said, the Beacon asked for some onions. I said, did you? Did you? Aye, a few weeks ago. Oh, I thought she just asked you for advice. See, I'll challenge people straight away when I'm not happy with them. I thought she just asked you for advice. Well, yeah, but I've brought some onions. You know, it's like, I just went, all right. I didn't thank him or anything, I just went, all right. So, this is a bit like him, dude. It's like you can't read the room. Stop trying. We don't need your help. If we want your help, we'll ask for it. And we asked for it on that occasion. We asked your advice. Now, if you had offered at the time, do you want some? Then we would have either said yes or no. Now, this obviously will sound petty, but this is all well and good in a normal functioning relationship or family. This is not a normal functioning relationship. He's not family, and he's trying too hard, and he just needs to just step back. Remember that garden, that little vegetable plot, I built that for stepdad. I'm now carrying on. You could say carrying on just a little legacy. And he's butting in, telling us, bringing us stuff, telling us what to do with it. It's unsolicited. Nobody likes unsolicited advice. And nobody likes, this sort of unsolicited, help. Unsolicited help. Especially when things aren't good. And you know they're not good, or you should know they're not good. So anyway, next day, chewing over this. I wake up the next day, get out the wrong side of bed. I'm really just wake up angry every day now. It's not good for me health. And I go out the back door, pick up the onions, box of onions. It's about 6 or 8 of them there, ready to plant. And I just pick them up and I just go and chuck them in the little cut down the side of the garage, which was where she accesses her lair. As if to say, the message is, I don't want them. So anyway, it's not long after I've done that, I'm still out loitering around my own bit of driveway, tinkering on with things, whatever. and the two of them come up the drive. So I take the opportunity and I just say, I've left your onions over there. What? Do you not want them? I said, Jill never asked for them. She never asked for them. Yeah, I am being mean. I want him to get the message. He doesn't get it when you try and explain it to him amicably. So this is the last resort. The beacon didn't ask for them. So you don't want them? I said, thanks, but no thanks. Where are they? At the back door? I said, no, they're over there, pointing at them. Now, the husk, all she does puts her head down and like actually walks off, like leaves them, abandons them. She can't deal with this sort of confrontation because she's a child. If that was me, if it was me, I wouldn't even be in that position. But if it was me, I'd be saying, whoa, hold on. He's just trying to help you. Don't be so mean. I'd stand up for him. If I was her, she can't. She puts her head down, scuttles off, leaves them to it. This is typical of her. Now I see that behaviour. I see it in so many past episodes of things. So he doesn't get it. She doesn't give two hoots about you, mate. She should have protected you in the first place by not allowing you to trample all over our feelings. She should have protected you then by making sure you both just give us a bit of space, respected our privacy and our feelings. She didn't protect you by doing that. And now, she didn't protect you when you tried to explain yourself. She didn't contribute and take her part of the blame. And now you're reaping the rewards, or your karma is coming because you haven't done the right thing. You're now having this confrontation with me, and she's scuttling off. She's not going to protect you because she doesn't care about you. She doesn't give two hoots about you. So anyway, that was that. And then it's coming up to a few days later. It's coming up to our daughter's birthday, 15th birthday, and the beacon has ordered a load of parcels online. Everybody does their shopping online these days. And obviously the husk, actually, I'll pick this one up next time.